Hello friends, welcome to Excel class number 2. We will prepare student Marksheet in this worksheet to understand the formulas, function and how to use cell addresses in a formula. We have data of students where we have marks of physics, chemistry and biology, and in row 5 we have the maximum marks of subjects. In order to calculate the total marks, we will use a formula equal to, a formula starts with equal to sign, sum, this is a function, and bracket start. The inputs are demanded, number 1, number 2. We will give cell addresses from D5 to F5. So we have marks of physics, chemistry and bio in these D5, E5 and F5 cells. So these cells are selected. Bracket close, control enter, at the result of total marks of these subjects. We will copy this formula from top to bottom. Check out the cursor. If we bring this cursor to the corner of the selected cell, the shape of cursor changes. And we will drag this from top to bottom into the next cell and see if we get the result of the total marks of Sumit. Sum of physics, chemistry and bio of Sumit is done. So the formula is working correctly. If we check out in this formula, the pattern developed is the row references in a cell address, that is numbers, are incremented. So D5 is changed to D6 and F5 is changed to F6. In between there is E5 and that is also changed to E6. We need this exact formula. Move the cursor to this autofill handle. We can drag it, we can double click it. If we drag it from top to bottom, we get the results of the students. We have to check in the last cell if the cell addresses in a formula are correct or not. F2, the marks of physics, chemistry and biology of Ram are selected. Now we need to get the percentage of the students. So for calculating the percentage, equal to, in numerator we need the total marks of student divide by total marks. So this is a formula. In numerator and denominator we have used two cell addresses, that is G5 and G5. Let's see if we got 1 over here, but we have to multiply it with 100 to get the percentage. In order to do that, we will go to the home tab and then we will select the percentage. So let's see if we copy this formula from top to bottom, what happens to the autofill handle. Move it from top to bottom. See, in the next section, if we press F2, the numerator is G6, which is fine. We need total marks of Sumit. But in the denominator section, the total marks of Sumit is selected, but we need the total marks of subjects, that is maximum marks. So in order to do that, we will move to the first cell, F2. If there is any incorrection in the cell addresses in a formula, we check it in the last cell and we move to the top of the selection area where we have entered the formula in a first cell and we have to make changes in that. So problem is with denominator. So if we see the pattern, G5 is changed to G6, but we need in the next cell the value is to be picked from the G5 cell. For that we need to lock the row reference in a cell address, that is number, by pressing F4 key. This is a $ in front of a column reference, that is G, and number 5, that is row reference. But locking only the row reference, that is number 5, will help us to get the formula in the next cell. So press F4 again. We get the $ in front of the row reference, that is 5, That means we have locked this position of row reference. By doing this, this row reference will remain same as G5 in the next cell as well. Control enter. Let's copy it into the next cell. We check this formula by pressing F2 key. See, the numerator is represented by a blue color and denominator is presented by a red color. So we need 191 upon 240 to calculate the percentage, and the cell addresses are correct in the formula. So if we have the cell addresses correct in the formula, we can copy these cell addresses from top to bottom and check this formula in the last cell by pressing F2 key. We see the total marks of RAM are selected and the total marks of the subjects are selected in the denominator section. So the formula is correct. We get the percentage of. So we will do the formatting in this cell in order to highlight the maximum marks of the subjects by pressing home key, and we can select any color to segregate it from the data. So we will make it bold. So see, this data is highlighted separately. So in this section, we will calculate maximum marks and minimum marks. For that, equal to sign, max is a function to calculate the maximum value. So equal to max, bracket start. As soon as we start the bracket, we get the inputs to be given. So number 1, number 2. So we will select the total marks of students. We will not select the maximum marks. Bracket close. So we don't need to worry about the cell addresses, as the default behavior is relative cell reference, that is column reference letter G, and the row reference number 6 is unlocked. We need this as we are not copying this formula in any direction. Control enter. So we get the maximum marks obtained by Pawan. So we get the maximum marks. So to calculate minimum marks, equal to min. So bracket start, select the total marks of students, bracket close, control enter. So the minimum marks of in this section is of RAM. So this is 177. We can change the data to see if this maximum marks and minimum marks are changed. Let's change the result of Sandeep. Let's make it 80. So the result of maximum marks is changed to 225, and we can see the minimum result as well. We will change the result of Rahul. Let's give him 50 marks in physics. So the minimum result is changed to 163. So in this way, we can use formulas and functions and cell referencing in order to copy the formulas. So create a formula once and copy it to the another cells. With this technique, see, we have entered almost 20 formulas, and with the help of cell addresses we are able to copy this very easily. So we need to understand the technique. Thank you.